Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review for tonight's match review of Newcastle's tremendous 4-0 victory in USG last night. A fantastic performance. Everything gelled, everything came together, and it was a fantastic victory. I am joined tonight by my own mucker, Billy Bob. Good evening, Billy.
Good evening, and good evening to all the Toon Review Massive, the Magpie Massive. I know you're absolutely outstanding, superb, magnificent people out there in Viewerland.
Well, listen, it was a tremendous win. We are going to go through all of it tonight. Start with, is it badminton? Yes, it's a Thursday night, so Alex likes to play a nice game of badminton, Billy, with his friends.
Like it is budgie over a net, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If you do enjoy tonight's show, guys, as per, please do give it a like, and of course, subscribe if you are new around here and you like what you see. You can become a member of the channel by hitting the join button underneath me and Billy, and of course super chats are available. That's a $sign at the bottom of the live comments, and if you do make a super chat, that will guarantee your comment to be read out live on the show. Right, have you recovered from last night, Billy? Did you wake up with a big smile and think, yeah, for once it was, we get up after watching a nighttime game for Newcastle, and all was well in the world.
Yeah, it's fantastic, wasn't it? It wasn't so much the result; it was the performance. It was the style in which we played in. All added into a fantastic result. The way we played was unbelievable. The style, the skills, the flair that was on show, the panache. We haven't seen from Newcastle for a while.
Yeah,
it was all in abundance last night. Yeah.
Yeah, it was superb. And obviously, we'll do the player ratings in the second half of the show, because it might be quite a breeze doing them tonight, Billy. It's not going to be as difficult to do them, and it's going to be just, let's enjoy doing the player ratings for once.
I'll tell you what will be hard. Restricting 4 players for man of the match.
Well, that's what we're going to do right now, Billy. So it's down to me and thee for the viewers' poll, of course, for man of the match. Who will you guys vote as man of the match? Well, me and Billy will give you 4 options as per usual. Billy, you can go first tonight. Who are you? Who's your first vote for?
I'm going to go for Anthony Elanga.
Anthony Elanga. Okay, interesting one. I am going to go for another Anthony, Anthony Gordon. And I'm really pleased to put his name in a man of match poll for the first time in a long time. Who's your second choice, Bill?
I'm sport for 2, but I'm going to say Sandro Tonali.
Sandro Tonali. I am going to go with Malik Chow. You know what? I was sort of thinking, do I go with Botman or do I go with Chow? I thought they were both excellent again.
They were.
I think Chow really did shine last night. So, and he's been terribly left out of the German squad, by the way. He's called back Schlotterbeck, who has been injured for quite a long time, and he's straight back in. But listen, Germany, I think, stacked in that area, but Chow's time will come.
You say that, but Robin Koch plays for him.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point, actually. What are you doing, Nagelsmann? What are you doing? Seriously, are you having a laugh? Malik Chow, or do I? No, I'm changing it, Billy. I'm not going with Chow. I'm changing it.
I don't blame you. I think we should kind of go for a good attacking performance, if I'm perfectly honest.
Nick Woltemade, of course. An absolute breathtaking performance from him last night. So there you go, guys. That is your 4 players to vote for in man of the match. The poll is now live. Is it Elanga, Gordon, Tonali, or Woltemade? Get voting, and we will have a look who the viewers' man of the match is at the end of the show. Now, Billy, last night we were wondering who was he going to play at left back. The big debate again, and he went with Dan Burn. Now, for me, for the second, if there was any sort of not a negative, because I think he did okay, right? And just about okay. But if anything says to me that we need a proper left back in, it's the last 2 games, because he was caught a couple of times, especially in the first half. There was one little chip, or was it the second? It was the second half, sorry. One little chip over the top of him, and he couldn't get back. And then the same winger, Byrne, came right up behind him, and he just dummied the ball, and away he goes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very fair on Dan himself, Billy, because he's established his position at centre-back.
Yeah.
Played very, very well there. And then to be moved out where he's got to cope with speedy wingers. And remember, it's 2 years on since he last played at left-back. So he's 2 years older.
Well, he wasn't good enough then, so...
Well, a lot of people say no. I thought he did, but he did a decent job. He filled in well.
He did. But he hasn't got the pace anymore. He didn't have pace then, and it's got less of it now. Nippy. You don't see slow wingers, do you? Every winger you see has got a lot of pace, or a lot more pace than Dan Byrne's got. So to push the ball past him, he's had it, and it's not his fault. He keeps picking him there. I think we might see it on the right hand side in future as well. I think Chow will play a lot of right back with Litino being out. But I've got a feeling that Chow's probably better with right back than Dan Byrne will ever be at left back.
Yeah. One thing that I did pick up, and I said this in the live show this morning, was that I thought there was. I don't know if you remember me saying during commentary, Billy, but Byrne shielded the ball out for a goal kick, and then the camera stayed on him, and he looked exhausted. He looked absolutely beat. Now he'll probably say that he's okay, etc., etc. But he did look genuinely beat, and he's played a lot of football. So I mean, look, I think Hall has to come back in for Forest. I really do.
Yeah, I would hope so. I wouldn't want to see Dan Byrne play against the likes that they've got, you Hudson, the Doys, people like that. Not a pace. But I said that, Forest have gone very strong tonight, so I don't know what kind of Forest side we're going to see on Sunday. Gone very strong tonight. Ange needs a win. He's desperate, isn't he?
Well, absolutely. But the thing is, Ange will play a strong side on Sunday. We know he will. And he'll play a very attacking side, because he said that when he took the job at Forest, that he wasn't going to change his philosophy on how the game should be changed. He will play that way. And look, whether it's the right way or the wrong way, but Newcastle tend to do well against Ange's sides in the past. And, hopefully we can get that again on Sunday. But the thing is, that the thing for me is we've got Murphy there, young Alex Murphy as well, Billy, who we've seen numerous times against top opposition in pre-season. And yes, it's pre-season, I know, but when he has come on and played in the big games, the competitive, he's done really well. So he is another cover for left back. He doesn't have to put Dan Byrne out there.
Well, he's quicker for starters. I do wonder if Eddie remembers that game against Chelsea where he come in as sub and he almost gave a penalty away, didn't he? Do you remember? Where VAR in the end ruled it off, but he got beaten. I don't know if Eddie Howe's remembering that, but he shouldn't do. I mean, he's a year and a half older now with more experience of playing at a lower league level. But a pre-season at Newcastle United, in Asia, I had a really good time of it, I thought. He was one of the only steadfast defenders we had. Yeah. He was solid for most of the time. Left back or centre half. So I think he deserves a chance.
Yeah, I do as well. By the way, Chris from Evermore's in the chat. I just want to give Chris a shout out because he did a video earlier on today, which was absolutely superb. He talked about the game for half the video. In the second half, he basically called out, something happened online where one of the YouTubers was called out, and you can go and look who that is and talk among yourselves about that. But he was ridiculed again, a form of bullying. And Chris just basically came out and said, look, what is your problem? If you don't like watching YouTubers, then don't watch. You've got loads of freedom to do exactly what you want to do. So why are you watching if you don't like the YouTubers? And to be honest, he made a very good point saying everybody's a YouTuber these days because YouTuber's taken over from TV. All the journalists have YouTube channels, so they're YouTubers as well. So you can't just say, you can't just tar everybody with the same brush. And it was just a brilliant rant from Chris, taken from my book. To be honest, it was absolutely superb. So if you haven't seen that video, go and watch it after this show finishes, and you'll hear exactly what Chris has to say on these. He calls them quite a few names. And there he is. We all put our own frequency, and if you don't like it, don't listen. Exactly.
The thing is, these accounts on X or social media, whatever, virtually all of their posts about social media, YouTubers, content creators.
Yeah.
It's all negative towards them. If they didn't have any content creators to moan about, they wouldn't have a social media account.
They wouldn't have a life, would they? They wouldn't. They wouldn't actually have a life. It's absolutely hilarious. But there you go. It's absolutely superb. So well done, Chris, on that one. Right, back to the game, Billy. Now, Nick Pope was obviously in goal, which I thought he would be. A lot of people were hoping that it was going to be Aaron Ramsdale back in there, coming in for his competitive. Oh, he's made a competitive debut, but it wasn't really competitive. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I knew he would stick with Nick Pope. Now, what I said this morning, Billy, is that I have a feeling that Nick Pope is going to be the number one throughout the season now. I think Eddie's made his mind up. And yes, there'll be certain games that Ramsdale will come in. But I can only see him dropping Nick Pope, Billy, if either he's injured or he has a catastrophic drop of form. But last night, again, he was reasonably solid with what he had to do. It's only his kicking when the ball is played back to him at his feet when everybody starts to poo the pants a little bit.
Yeah, and the worst bit of it is he's got a fantastic throw in him. So
yeah,
throw it as far as you can kick it, and he's really accurate with it. So why he doesn't do that more often, I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I didn't even know of it last night. You know, pot shots from 25 yards.
Yeah, they seemed sort of frightened to go into our penalty area at times, didn't they?
Yeah, I think Nick Pope had and he did it all with the plum. Let's be honest, he had a very good game, but he had an easy game. I thought he made an easy game, looked very comfortable, and it was for him because there was no clear one-on-one chances, was there? You know, inside the box or anything. It was just I don't know why they did it. They had chances to do it. There was one opposite in the second half when I think his name was Al Hadj. He got the ball off the left winger, and the left winger ran into the box. He was completely open. All he had to do was lay him in. And this fella shot from 20 yards.
I remember you saying, I remember that. Yeah. I mean, look, I think, when I say Ramsdale isn't going to be the number one, I think I agree with people in the chat. I think he's going to be the cup goalkeeper this season. He may well play the FA Cup games as well. But it'll be interesting to see what he does if we get further into the competition. Does he stick with that ruling or does he change? I don't know.
I don't know if we're going to start him, you know.
Well, time. I think Pope's in his final season at Newcastle. I do think we'll bring in another number one. Again,
will it be Ramsdale? I think it might be Trafford again.
Time will tell. Apparently,
Trafford's surplus to Man City again, isn't he? So
yeah, but there's quite a lot of interest from other teams in Trafford as well. So I don't know. I like Aaron Ramsdale. I really do. I think he could be a good goalkeeper for us. JJ12 with a super chat saying, is Eddie afraid to drop Burn in a World Cup year?
You could have left the last 5 words.
Yeah.
Is he afraid of dropping full stop?
Yeah, I don't think it would matter if it was a World Cup year or not. I think there is. He's very dependent on Dan Burn because he knows what he's going to get out of Dan Burn. And, this is where I said this morning on the live show that I think that maybe, it might be Eddie's downfall if he doesn't start to, leave these players out that he's dependent on the past because he has to start looking forward and not backwards all the time. So, we'll see. We'll see when it comes to the crunch. I don't know how he drops Chow or Botman. I just don't. There's no way they are droppable right now.
I don't think it's a case of dropping it. In the current situation,
it's going to be rotation.
It's rotating. It's not dropping. Yeah, I think we've got to need to get the word drop out of our system, unless someone's had a real stinker. No one's getting dropped. It's rotating.
We need to start picking Premier League points up, Billy. So we need to go with our best players. Which let's be honest, Wednesday to Sunday, they should be able to play again. No problem at all.
They played Sunday before that as well, didn't they? So it's not just the last game we've got to think of, it's the one before. Yeah. 3 games in 7 days. I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. Especially against a side with Chris Wood, he's not the quickest. I mean, you could bring in Dan Burn centre half, you could play Fabian Schär. They're both waiting to play. Yeah,
you could. Pound for pound boxing says Woltemade doing more and more each game, getting sharper and sharper, has more to his game than Isak, just a class act. German efficiency, big up lads. Johnny All has been a member for 39 months on the channel. Believe it or not, Carl Heinz Rummenigge is an anagram of I'm a fool. Indeed. Spike Milligan says Dan Burn was played poorly and Eddie at fault for putting him at left back. Well, yeah, I said that this morning as well. That I think it's very, very unfair. It's really unfair on Dan Burn, and it sort of makes him stand out for the wrong reasons, and it shouldn't. I mean, look, he didn't exactly play badly last night. He didn't give the ball away a lot. He just got caught out in a few times, and that's what my issue is. If he gets caught out in the Premier League against Premier League opposition like that, you know for a fact that 9 out of 10 times those sort of things end up in the back of the net, and it's not what we want. Now, one thing that we do want to talk about, Billy, is Mr. Woltemade, because this guy, right, and good evening, Mr. Rummenigge. I'm going to keep saying that because I said good morning to him this morning as well, so good evening. Listen, I mean, superlatives, Billy, we can come out with loads of different words for this guy. But what he did last night, the goal itself, everybody thought Tonali's shot was deflected and we were celebrating the goal. But when it came to the slow motion, what a flick that was, by the way, because he timed it perfectly and completely wrong-footed the goalkeeper. I'm not sure Tonali's shot was actually going anywhere. It was going in. And the keeper would have been right behind it. So it was a brilliant piece of improvisation.
Well, somebody spotted it straight away. Not big on what.
Oh, yes, yeah, eagle-eyed cherry there. Yeah.
I certainly did.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was in awe of what he did. It's, there and then, it was unbelievable.
Yeah,
Julie, you can't like that.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yes, I love what
she didn't mean to put that. She meant DICH, not the. Yeah. Anyway,
that means fat in Germany, actually. Strange enough. Anyway, let's go back to our fantastic centre forward. He's an outstanding player. He's got. Look, I mean, I don't know how he does it. Some of the things he does, you kind of. How's he done that? You gassed? Always in a good way, and when he kind of gives the ball away, you shocked as well. Because at the time it happens, it's noticeable, isn't it? You think,
he did it. He did it in the second half, didn't he? Halfway through the second half, and we were like, "My God, he gave the ball away! What on earth?" But not just the goal, Billy, but the build-up. I think a couple of times in that first half where he sucked in the defenders and it freed up the wingers. But we have to talk about that piece of skill 5 minutes into the second half, because 4 players he just completely bamboozled. And then played away to Elanga. It was an incredible moment of skill.
He tried it first half, and our players were standing there watching him.
Yeah,
as if to say, "He'll get through this. Don't worry about it."
Yeah,
in that game, he didn't.
Close to the touchline, wasn't it?
Second half, he did do it, and it was, it was a second chance of doing it, and he did it with ease. And
it was a remarkable piece of skill.
The speed of his feet for someone that's 6'6", 6'7", it's unbelievable. And
it is.
Well, I just don't get his brain. Must be so quick as well to think of doing that things. How quick is his brain to think, I'm going to do this, this is it, get past. He's a natural footballer in a strange shaped body, I've got to say.
Well,
that makes him all the more unique, I think.
He's very sort of, is gangly the word? I'm not sure. He's a gangly guy.
I think he's ganglier than that.
Yeah, he gives the impression that he's just sort of, I don't know, he has a weird persona, but the fact of the matter is, it looks like he has Velcro on his football boots, because the way he brings the ball down, the way, 4 players come in to try and tackle him, and he just jinks around, and they can't get the ball off him. And they either have to foul him, or they just have to let him go and say, "Hey, mate, sorry, you're too good for me." I'm going to say it now, Billy. I am genuinely very excited to what we get out of Woltemade, because he's a very, very different player to Isak. Very different. Isak certainly couldn't hold the ball up like that. Now, Isak with his feet, very good. You all remember the goal that we scored at Everton when he basically took the whole Everton team on down the left-hand side.
Yeah.
But I think this guy could genuinely be better than Isak. And I'm not talking about in just goal scoring terms. Isak is a goal scorer. But I think Woltemade is a better all-round player from what I've seen so far. Yes, it's very early days. But the way he brings the ball down, he can head the ball, which Isak couldn't, and he can also bring other players into play. And it's a very different game that he plays, but an all-round game I'm talking about here, not just goal scoring, but all-round. I think he is absolutely superb.
Well, Isak hasn't got an all-round game. Isak's basically a goal scorer with a few skills dotted in.
Yes.
Whereas Nick Woltemade comes short, receives it, brings other players into the game, and creates chances through that, and then he'll be on the end of some of them. It was noticeable that as soon as Anthony Elanga played with him, we looked more dangerous. He looked like he was gelling more because he's obviously got someone that thinks the same line. I don't think Jacob Murphy does. And I don't want to see Jacob Murphy back on Sunday. I want to see Elanga again. I want to see that same 3-3 again.
Yeah.
So I was really excited by it because I thought Gordon also, he's not hardly played with Woltemade.
Well, we're going to come on to the wingers next, Billy, because
they look more dangerous with someone like him in the side, feeding them how they want to be fed.
Yeah,
he's just an outstanding. His vision's unbelievable. The imagination, the vision he's got, it's unbelievable.
Once he played Elanga away, Billy, in the first half, that nobody saw that pass. He just, again, 3 players come to him, freed up Elanga down the right-hand side, and he just played. The ball was incredible that he played to him, and just absolutely superb. I mean, Brendan Johnson. Don't get me wrong; it was a good result, but it was a result we should be getting against teams like that. Look, this is the Champions League, mate, and I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. We should be getting results like that, and we should be good enough to dispatch teams like we did last night. And again, but it's not easy. They went to PSV last month and demolished them on PSV's own turf. Yeah. And they've gone a long time without being beaten. You can call the Belgian league whatever you want, but the fact of the matter is we still had to go out there and we still had to perform. And I genuinely think, Billy, and I said this last night during our Match Day live show and through the commentary, that we made them look a very average side. It's not the case of they didn't play very well. They didn't get a chance to play well.
No, absolutely. They haven't lost since March, apart from the cup game.
Yeah.
So you can read into that what you will. They've been playing against some good sides. Club Brugge were a good side. They've been beating them. They lost some in the cup. They beat PSV away as well. That was their first home game. You say home game. It wasn't their stadium.
Yeah.
It was their first Champions League home game. I don't think that the stadium helped them, to be fair. I don't think there was any kind of home advantage for them because it was like half the stadium was shit, wasn't it? I don't think it suited them at all. So there's one thing in their favour. The fact that they couldn't play in their own stadium. But they can't because they ain't big enough.
Yeah. It's right.
And they beat Liverpool 2 years ago, Craig. Quite right.
Yes, they did. Exactly. David Smith, a member for 40 months. Good to see some positivity back in the chat. Good result. Let's carry it on. Well, look, the team is responsible for breeding that positivity, because David, you've been a member for 40 months. On this channel, we are very honest and we say what we say. It's heart on sleeve stuff. If they don't play well, we will call them out for it. But when they do play well, then of course we're going to praise them. But some people don't like that. Some people don't like criticizing when really all you can do is criticize because they didn't perform. And I've said through the start of this season, I don't think we've hit any good heights. We played well against Liverpool. We did okay against Barcelona. However, the Premier League form has been nothing short of poor. The games have been dull to watch. And I think, but what last night will do, Billy, is it will give us a massive lift. It'll give the players confidence. It'll give them something to go into now and take that positivity into the Premier League.
There's reasons, though, isn't there? We didn't have a centre forward for the first 4 games.
That's a good point.
And since then, we've had a centre forward who's been getting used to his teammates, and his teammates been getting used to him. As each game's gone on, he's looked more and more dangerous, let's say.
Dynamic, awesome, brilliant.
Everything, all the things I want to say about him. He scored in his first game, but he didn't give the same contribution to what he gave last night. So as each game goes on, he's getting better. And better and better and better. And I think there's levels for us to go. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah. Olasola says, love or hate him, there are not too many better shot stoppers than Pope. If he can sort his footwork and playing out game, he will be world class. Olasola said that this morning. He's too late in the day to sort his footwork out. If he's going to sort his footwork out, mate, he'll have done it ages ago. He somehow has these times of just sheer panic when the ball's passed to his feet. But like Billy says, he's got a remarkable throw on him. if you're not confident kicking it, just throw it. You can throw it as long as you can kick it, then do it. And it's a safer option. You get more accuracy throwing it. But, we don't know what goes on in training. We don't know what he's been told by the manager. I do get the feeling from what Eddie said in the press conference before this game, when he called out and said Nick Pope was excellent up until the last minute of the game, which tells you all you need to know. So I'm sure they've discussed that.
If he'd have thrown that to Erlanger on Sunday, I think he probably might have got there.
Yeah, either got there or it certainly wouldn't have gone straight to an Arsenal player like that.
No, I mean, and people saying that Ramsdale's good with his feet. The reason why he's not at Arsenal now is because he's not good with his feet.
Yeah, Reyes. Well, I don't think Reyes very good.
Not as good as Raya. Yeah, he's not as good as Raya, but Raya's not great either, is he? So
no, he's not. I think Reyes terrible with his feet, to be honest. Dark Side of the Moon says, guys, what are you talking about? Nick is overrated and not worth 69 million. Apparently, glad we have him. Good evening again to Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. I hope you're watching. I don't think you are, but if anyone is watching this who maybe has contacts with him, say hello to us. Say hello to him for us. I'm sure we'd.
Do you know what though? He was a fucking brilliant striker. Good grief!
Oh, he was. Yes, but he's done now, Billy. That was 80s.
Yes,
80s. And to be honest, he was awesome, but now he's just a prick. Magpie. Well, he was a prick then. Yeah. He wasn't exactly very well behaved on the pitch either, was he? Magpie 50 says, Big Nick has finesse, vision, 1,000 times better than the Rat. A clear 10 out of 10 performance from Nick. Peter McCardle, a member for 20 months, says 69 million will be a bargain if he continues his form going forward. Well, listen, 3 goals in 4 games. I mean, listen, he's paid some of that back already. And it can only get better, if you want to quote the song. I thought you might have broken out into song there, Billy. But
there's that many things going to get better. There's Howard Jones, there's D. Ream.
D. Reams was the one that everybody knows.
I like singing now.
Yeah.
You can walk my path.
You can wear my shoes.
Hard like me.
What other channel do you get a bit of singing on? Emma's said USG had plenty of chances to score, just that we blocked them out, and Pope saved some cracking goals, and they're not an average team. I think the saves that Pope had to make, Emma, if I'm totally honest, were saves that he should made.
Yeah, they weren't. I don't think they had any cracking shots. It was all from distance that any half-decent goalie would stop.
Yeah, Billy, have you started that comment for a reason?
Yeah, just so you'd see it.
Yeah, I've seen it. That's superb. Piff, puff, poof, selling me a dream. I love that comment. Ian Breen, great win last night, TTR. Best fan channel. Thanks, Ian. Very much appreciated. Now, one player, Billy, that I think struggled a little bit again last night. He wasn't poor by any stretch of the imagination, but Joe Linton's not looking like himself, is he? I don't know whether Eddie's trying to play him play him a little bit differently, maybe not as physical, and maybe because of his physicality, he's getting injured. Maybe they've told him just to ease it off, just so we can keep him on the pitch. But I think if you take that away from Joe Linton, he's not the player that he normally is. And we said this last night, that when Ramsey comes back, I think Eddie's got a decision to make, because Ramsey is probably, dare I say, going to show more of an attacking nature. I mean, Joe got forward last night, should have been a penalty, whichever way you look at that. That was a blatant foul when he headed the ball, and he was smashed from behind. Like, I mean,
don't go there.
I'm not going to go there. No, I was thinking about it, but I'm not. It should have been a penalty, but just sometimes, Billy, in the midfield, that you see Tonali and Bruno knocking it around, and some of the touches, and then it comes to Joe Linton, he's trying to play the same sort of ball, and it's not quite coming off for him.
I don't think he's 100% fit. I think he's...
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think he wasn't physical last night, yet he still managed to get himself booked, which is unbelievable.
I just think he has to look at a referee and he gets booked, Billy, to be
honest.
He's
one of them plays, isn't he? At the moment, though, I don't think there's any option with Jacob Ramsey being that injured, and we don't really want to see Joe Willock. He's had his chance and he's blew it.
Yeah.
So I think as each game goes on, I think that you'll see better performances from Joe Linton, because he's getting more minutes in his legs.
Incidentally, Joe Linton is in the Brazil squad, so he's obviously Ancelotti obviously rates him. So it's great to see him back in the Brazil squad. And I think I was listening to the radio today, and I believe that they're expecting the Brazil team that plays next to be an all Premier League midfield.
Wow.
That's sort of a big thumbs up to the Premier League, to be honest. But I do think Jacob Ramsey is going to be a decision that Eddie's going to have to make. And again, this will probably all come down to rotation, Bill. You've got Ramsey in there. You've got Miley, who came on last night and did really well again.
Yeah.
And I think the more that Miley performs well, like he's doing, and of course the return of Ramsey, where does Willock then fit in? Because he's not using Willock at all, is he?
I don't think he does. I think maybe a January move. Who knows?
But he's not using them. He's not even using them when he's on the bench. He's sort of cameo appearances here and there. But
well, he's bottom of the pile now, isn't he? He could have played him on last night instead of Lewis Miley, but Lewis Miley came on. To me, he's behind everyone. He's in the Sean Longstaff spot now.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve to be. He hasn't. He's been given chances this season, and he hasn't performed. And that's why I think that he doesn't get the opportunities now, because I think Eddie's given him opportunities and he hasn't taken them. And if you're not going to take them, then you won't play.
He needs games. He needs a constant win of games. He's not going to get that at Newcastle United.
No, he's not. Absolutely not. No way. Who would you give Joe Willock a run of games for? You're just not going to do that. And I think it would be absolutely crazy. Rob says Billy's got new lights. Looking good, bruv.
Not strictly true.
No. Billy just had to have a little play with his camera settings. Billy has learned a lot of technology since he's joined the Toon Review, and he's actually taken to, self-learning, which is very, very impressive, I have to say. He's learning OBS, he's learning camera settings. When Billy first joined this channel, I don't think he knew what a green screen was, so it's absolutely fantastic. Who says you're too old to learn, Bill, eh?
You're right there, yeah.
Absolutely. Samsonite Dove says, it should be noted that Rummenigge was trying to defend why they didn't sign Woltemade. That's the context of his comment. Well, he branded Newcastle idiots.
Yeah.
Those actual words, Samsonite. So he branded Newcastle idiots. So obviously that's going to annoy people. And Anthony Gordon actually said something as well after the game last night about it, which I discussed in the video that I released earlier on today. Anthony Gordon hit back at them and said, well, if Woltemade hadn't scored a goal, or he was, missed loads of chances, but the fact he's got three goals in 4 games and all of this, and it's complete nonsense to say that. So, yeah, I know what you're trying to say, matey, but he branded the club idiots. And I think that's annoyed a lot of people at Newcastle, including the players.
It's a new thing for these kind of German grandees, let's call them, seeing homegrown talent leave for England. They used to do it for Italy, but...
Well, it is for Bayern Munich, Billy, because they're used to snapping up all the German talent, aren't they?
There you go.
They're used to signing. They could go to any German team in the past decade at least and more. Any German, doesn't matter whether they were rivals to Bayern Munich. If Bayern Munich came calling for a German player, then they would normally 9 out of 10 times sign.
50 years. It's long. It's long.
Absolutely.
50 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Decades and decades, and it's always happened. And then now it's not going well for them, and they didn't get Woltemade. They've ended up with Nicholas Jackson. So that's how funny that whole thing is.
Paying £20 million for years loan as well.
Exactly.
If you want to call us idiots for paying 70 for a full-time contract for Nick Woltemade, they're paying 20 for 1 season of Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, and Kim, you're right. Kim's right. As Eddie said, the price is irrelevant.
Exactly. It's what he's worth to us.
Exactly. And he's worth, well, from what we've seen, absolutely incredible. Right, let's move on to the player ratings then, Billy Bob. Now, please take part in these in the chat. Let us know what your player ratings are. Let's see if you agree with us tonight. I have a feeling that some of them are going to be decent. And we'll start off with Nick Pope, Billy.
Yeah. Easy night for Nick. Very solid. Hands were very good. He wasn't parrying shots. He was holding them in.
Yeah.
So I'll give him a 7.5.
7.5 for Nick Pope from Billy Bob. I mean, I think most of the saves he made, Billy, like I said earlier on when Emma made the comment about Nick Pope, he was very good and good saves. But I would expect him to make those saves.
100%.
You know,
100%,
they weren't the brilliant reflexes that we've seen in the past from Nick Pope, but they were comfortable saves. There was one long shot, I think, in the second half, which he turned away for a corner, but it was a very, very good height for him, and you'd expect him to save it. The shots that came straight at him, they can cause problems. They can cause a lot of problems because you never know if it's going to bounce in front of you or take a funny bounce and bounce over your shoulder, which we've seen a lot of times in the past. So he held his ground well, dealt with cross as well. I don't think it was up to him. Those succession of corners that they had in the first 20 minutes, defense weren't heading the ball away very well at all. It wasn't really Nick Pope's issue at all. Matt's member for 28 months is a semi for us this year in the Champions League. Read this later. How are the lads?
Wow.
And Samsonite says, no, he didn't really call us idiots. You have to know German to know the expression he used, more akin to foolish.
I mean, that's pretty similar, to be fair, isn't it?
I mean, away. If you're an idiot, you're foolish, to be honest.
He didn't call me obese, he called me fat.
Yeah. I mean, I think it. Yeah.
He didn't say I was a dickhead. He said I was a penis head.
Yeah.
Same, innit? Let's be honest.
Yeah, or a Richard head. You know, it's the same bloody thing. Anyway, if we're foolish, we're idiots. It's the same bloody thing. I've gone for an 8 for Nick Pope. I thought he just dealt with everything really, really well. Listen, I agree 100% with Billy. Get him throwing the ball more than kicking, and it'll put our minds at complete rest. And it will save a lot of my underpants getting washed on a frequent basis like that.
Not necessarily, because if he comes out sweeper keeping and just picks the ball up, then he's going to be in the shit, isn't he?
Well, I am prone to, a few crazy comments, but there you go. Right, Nick, Kieran Trippier, Billy.
Yeah, solid. Nothing outstanding, nothing poor. I don't even call him doing anything. He couldn't come at nice bits of covering. Because they're taking corners now. He's now got the role of covering at the back for when they counter attack.
Yeah,
and I thought he did a couple of those bits quite nicely. So I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, that's what I've gone for as well. There was in the second half, I don't even remember, Billy, when the cross came in, it was kind of a mishit cross and it just sort of rolled across the 6-yard box. Our defenders all just stood there and watched. Nick Pope stood there and watched. And then it took Trippier to come in from that position to knock it behind for a corner. And I think he made his feelings rather pleasantries known to the rest of the back four when that happened. But yeah, listen, when you're talking about Trippier and you sort of give him a 7 and you didn't mention him much, that's what you want. That's what you want.
Didn't he? He strolled.
Yeah, he strolled the game. And I can't remember him being beaten by the winger on that side at all. I think he was very, very good. Dan Byrne, Billy.
Yeah, once again, out of position. It's hard to kind of mark him because it's not really his fault, but I'm going to give him a 5.
Yeah, he looked lost, didn't he? And what's not great for me is the fact that he, like I've said earlier on in the show, it's not his position, and I feel sorry for him when you see him get turned by the winger like he did on occasions yesterday, and him trying to get back, and you feel really sorry for him, thinking it's not his fault that he's got no pace. He's 2 years on from last time he played at left back, and the pace is dwindled from his legs. It's bound to.
You know, the only time he didn't look lost was when the substitution boards come out because he legged it in the middle of the park.
Yeah, he did. I remember that. He was
away.
He was gone. He was gone. I've gone a 4, Billy, but I feel terrible giving him a 4, but I have to mark him on what I saw last night, and I don't think it's his fault at all. Just don't play him as a left back. He's a centre back and a bloody good one at that. So yes. Leave him there. Malik Chow, Bill. Yeah,
unfortunately, he's not going to. If we're that way, unfortunately, our centre backs at the minute are playing out the skin.
Yeah,
and Malik Chow. Again, it was an easy game for him, but what he did was with class, and he's just a quality player. I'll give him an 8.5.
Were you surprised you didn't get a Germany call-up, Billy, or do you just expect that?
On the back of 3 games, possibly not. I think he'd certainly be in the next squad, though.
Because he did genuinely look rocky, didn't he, when he came on against Liverpool?
It's just that one move. His first thing he did was iffy, but he did something nice after that. But yeah, he was.
It's his first
Since
time
then,
in the
he's been
Premier
nothing short
League
of
against the
fantastic.
champions. It's going to be hard for him.
Yeah, since that 20 minutes against Liverpool, bearing in mind we had 10 men at the time, the performances since then have been nothing short of exemplary, I have to say.
Yeah. I'm getting hammered by certain people in the chat for giving Dan Burn a 4, but is 4 and 5 really different? Because I saw a lot of 5s. So, and I've seen 4.5s as well. Look, I can only go on what I feel like, what I saw. And what I saw,
fault, but he was.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's not his fault, but I have to mark him on his performance. And I don't think he was great. But it's again, he's not a left back.
No.
And remember, 5 is an average performance, so 4 is just under average. So, yeah. Malik Chow for me, I've given him a 9, Billy. I thought he was outstanding. The way this guy brings the ball out, we've got 2 very similar centre backs, Billy, because they both can bring the ball out. They're both fantastic defenders, and they're both very good passers of the ball. And when was the last time we could say that about 2 centre backs in the same team? It's always been an issue for us. And you know, to see these 2 doing what they do, I think it's just fantastic. His partner, Sven Botman, Billy.
Yeah, well, I think the reason why Union Saint-Gilloise didn't try and get in the box was because of the fantastic defensive qualities of both Botman and Howe.
Yeah.
They had it quite easy after 15 minutes because they weren't prepared to have a go at them. And because it was a forlorn hope for them. I'll give Botman the same as I give Howe, 8.5.
8.5. I've given Botman a 9.5. I thought he was superb last night. And I agree with you, Billy. I think what we're seeing from Botman now is pretty much back to his best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because one thing we said was when Botman came back, he looked a bit ring rusty. His timing was slightly out. But now he's match fit again. Because match fitness doesn't just mean you're fit to play. Match fitness is all about your timing, your passing, and everything like that comes into one. And I genuinely think now Sven Botman is very much back to the Rolls Royce. And the fact that and the fact that Malik Chow is now alongside him, I think these 2, you know, fingers crossed, could be our centre backs for years and years to come because they're both of a good age. Sven's over his injury. Please, God, no more. And we see the very best of these players because that's what you want. You want to see, we've brought these players in for a reason. There was doubts over Malik Chow from a lot of people, but let's hope he continues on the path he's on and he keeps proving people wrong and just gets better and better. Sandro, Billy.
Well, I just don't get where he gets all the energy from. He's just like a super Duracell battery, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's just non-stop. Covers every blade of grass, but he's not one of these players that just do that. Mm-hmm. He's fantastic with the ball at his feet. He gets forward, he shoots, he's got a great pass with the ball. Yeah. He'll do the defensive dirty work. And he does it day in, day out, day in, day out. I'm going to give him a 9.5.
9.5. It's his engine, Billy. He's
unbelievable.
I mean, last night was a perfect example of that when in the last few minutes he makes an absolute belt and run into the box and is only denied by a fantastic save by the goalkeeper. Lewis Hall got to the byline, cut it back. Sandro's there running in on it. And it is genuinely a world-class save that from the goalkeeper. And it was just outstanding. But he just goes on and on and on. And obviously Bruno came off last night. And I genuinely think that Eddie does believe that Tonali's got a better engine than Bruno. He's able to go longer. But I think bringing Bruno off at the time he did was a good decision because Bruno can then get ready for Sunday again. But Tonali seems to have this incredible fitness about him that he will not stop. He will not stop until the final whistle. And I genuinely believe in Tonali, Billy, we are seeing the best midfielder that we've ever seen at Newcastle. And that's high praise, But I genuinely think the more we do these player ratings, we keep giving him 9s, 10s, and the fact of what he does on the pitch, it is incredible. And don't get me wrong, Bruno is a fantastic midfielder as well, and we're blessed to have them both. But I think Toon Army is going to turn out to be literally one of the best we've seen in a Newcastle shirt running that midfield, which is why I've also gone 9.5. I thought he was absolutely incredible. So long may that continue.
I think there's an argument to say not just midfield. I think could well be Newcastle's greatest ever player.
Yeah, I mean,
at the end of it, if he's here for another 5 years, and we have another 5 years of that,
yeah,
and there's more trophies coming,
yeah,
who'd argue against it?
Yeah, it'll put him right up there, won't it? Especially winning things. Guys, just a break from the player ratings, just to let you know that the podcasts are now available again. The reason that they weren't going on to Spotify and iTunes and things like that was because for some reason the software wouldn't let me download the show and wouldn't let me download any audio files. That has been fixed now, so they are back on. So basically around half an hour to an hour after the show, they're available to listen to as a podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google, or wherever you get your podcasts. They're on there. Just search for the Toon Review. If you want to listen to the show again, just the audio version, you can. Just go on to look for the Toon Review, subscribe to it. It's completely free. We don't charge anything for the podcasts at all. So get yourself on there and you can listen to the show again when you're walking the dog, in the gym, or whatever you want, or in the car. So just head to wherever you get your podcasts from, Toon Review, search, and then make sure you subscribe there. And round about an hour after the show, they will all be on iTunes, etc. So make sure that if you are a podcast listener, you get your fill of the Toon Review on there as well. Right, let's move on to Joe Linton, Billy.
Yeah, he should have had a penalty. Yeah. I thought he was unjustly booked.
Sorry, not Joe Linton. It's Bruno next on my list, Billy. I do apologise.
Really matter,
well, let's do Joe Linton first. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, again, he was kind of on the periphery of things, wasn't he? Didn't need his physicality. Moved the ball nicely. I'll give him a 7.5.
7.5. I've gone 6.5 for Big Joe. I don't think he had a lot of impact in the game, Billy. Apart from that penalty incident, I can't remember saying, "Oh, that was brilliant from Joe Linton." Listen, the three of them as a triangle and sort of pivoting around each other was really good. But a lot of the times, what I saw last night was, you know, Joe was struggling to keep up with Bruno and Toon Army when they were knocking the ball around really quickly, and that could well be down to fitness, just still a bit rusty. And you know, what we've also got to think is it in Joe's head as well? You know, is that injury in Joe Linton's head? You know, that a little bit of psychology there, and he's not really thinking, "Oh, if I really dive in for that, I'm going to, you know, disrupt the muscle again," or it's just a bit of confidence to come back and play the way that we know Joe Linton can play.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you.
Thank you. Guys, don't forget, if you are new to the channel, by the way, we do have a Facebook group as well. We've got over 5,000 members on that Facebook group. It's great for putting your comments in about Newcastle. It's a really safe place with no trolling, etc. If anyone does misbehave, they're chucked out the group straight away. So if you are new to the channel and you are on Facebook, just head across there, look for the Toon Review on there, and either myself or one of the mods will accept you on there if you just answer a couple of questions, and you are in. So if you're on Facebook, look for the Toon Review group on there. It's a fantastic place to go and talk everything Newcastle United. Right, Bruno, Billy.
See, he was able to contribute with the passing, the quick, sharp passing.
Yeah.
But even so, I still thought he was on the periphery of things most of the time. I think it's because we played with our wingers, our forwards, so more on the ball than what our midfielders were. We weren't passing it around the midfield as much. And if we did, Toon Army was kind of getting it forward. But I thought he gave a good performance. I'll give him an 8. I thought he was better than Joe Linton, but not as good as Toon Army.
I've gone 7.5, Billy, but again, same sort of reasons. There was a couple of times where he did get the ball and really burst forward with it, which I was really impressed with, because we don't see that a lot from Bruno, because let's be honest, he's not the fastest player in the world. But what he did do, he brought the ball forward. And I think that helps the midfield, Billy, when we've got Woltemade doing what he's doing, and then we've got wingers on form like they were last night. It takes a lot of the load off the midfielders to keep having to adjust and push forward and everything like that. It just works. So
I mean, there should be chance really with Woltemade dropping deep for someone to get beyond him from the midfield and get themselves 10 goals a season off it.
Yeah, I agree.
Realistically,
I agree. By the way, as well, guys, there will be, as usual, it's Thursday night, 8:20 on our Discord server. We do have a mental health talk as well. Tom, one of our mods, has started that off. It's a fantastic place to go. And if you've got any worries or you're feeling down, head to the what's it called? It's just a basic mental health chat, isn't it? On the Discord. Yeah. So one of our mods will put the link in because the link changes all the time. So I'm sure Tom or one of the mods will actually put that into the chat. Make a note of the link and you can go and join that. That's 8:20 tonight on our Discord server. If you are suffering or you're struggling a bit, get yourself in there and basically open up to everybody in there. It's a safe place to go and talk. And don't stay silent, please, guys. Open up and don't bottle things up. Anthony Elanga, Billy.
Well, it's the first time we've seen him really in that front three that we've all been dying for.
Yeah.
And he didn't kind of let us down, did he? I thought he was outstanding.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the ability to go on the outside, on the inside. And it's on one of those occasions where he came inside that he got the penalty for us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was great. I really did. I thought it was great. Obviously, in the fade, but
yeah.
I mean, he put that much work in the first half, first 10 minutes, second half. Mm-hmm. I'll give him a 9.
9. That's exactly what I've gone for. I've given him a 9 as well. You know what I found really good, Billy, was when for the penalty, he took a little bit of a heavy touch. That second touch was a little bit heavy, and that's what brought the defender in to think, oh, I can win the ball here. But the sheer pace of the guy, I think, completely caught the centre-back out. And by the time he lunged in to win the ball, Elanga had already put it past him. As clear as day penalty as you'd ever want to see. But I thought some of the balls that he put in the box last night were much, much better. Yeah. Absolutely tremendous. And some of them were just begging to be put in the back of the net. And just keep doing what you're doing, Elanga. Just that is what we want to see from you. Yeah. And incidentally, Nicky Butt made some comments, which I discussed in the video earlier on today, about how much he's changed his game. From when he was at Manchester United. And a lot of people don't realise, Billy, he played 55 times for Man United. It's not like he only made a couple of appearances for them.
Yeah, he was first choice ahead of people like Garnacho and people like that at one point.
But Nicky Butt says he's improved with his thinking. His final product is a lot better. And he saw it at Forest. And he said, you saw that last night with Elanga. That's what he can do. And you know, just gelling into a new team, give him a bit of time, and that's what he can do. So, great comments from Nicky Butt there as well about him. So, fantastic, and get him going. Let's keep it going. Anthony Gordon, Billy.
Well, after the first penalty, he was unplayable. Until then, he was kind of back to his usual self, where he wasn't really.
He was on the outskirts of the game, wasn't he?
And then, but as soon as that penalty went in, then you could visibly see him grow. He was. You know, and second half when he got put into that middle to 10 position, he was nothing short of astonishing, really.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him 9.
9. I've given him a 10. And I'll tell you why I've given him a 10, Billy, because I've been really hard on Anthony Gordon, certainly during the player ratings and things like that, and I haven't been impressed with him. But I did say that I think if he got a goal, it could well just open him up. And I felt when he put that first penalty away, you could see the dark clouds just lifting a little bit and freeing him up and thinking, yeah, come on, I'm back. And then second half, he was absolutely unplayable. The second penalty, he had the confidence to put it in the same corner, but this time with a bit more whip on it. And the goalkeeper went the right way, but he was never saving it. And I just thought as the game went on, he had a hand in the fourth goal as well, of course, laying it off to Asula and then Asula to Barnes. I just thought he was superb last night. And I probably maybe should have given him a 9, but I'm going to give him a 10 simply because he really stood up last night. And I've been hard on him all season, hard on him for a while now. And it was just great to see him back to what we know he can do. And hopefully this will spur him on now and just to keep going. Woltemade, Billy.
Well, my 10 comes here. Well, nothing short of astonishing, some of the things he did last night.
Yeah.
Got his goal, which is outstanding. Bit of skill. the actual forethought to do that was astonishing.
Yeah.
He's coming deep, getting the ball, holding it up. Doesn't matter how many people on him, he keeps hold of it, brings other people into the game. He's an absolute massive, massive asset for us, and he's going to score us goals, make us goals. I don't know what his goal contribution will be come the end of the season, but it's going to be something ridiculous, I think. So, yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. Thought he was absolutely superb.
Yeah, 10 from Len for me as well. I thought he was just outstanding. The hold-up play, the play the midfielders in, the goal he scored. I mean, the goal he scored deserves a 10, whether he was just quiet for the rest of the game. It was an incredibly timed back flick. So the excitement for him is truly going to be unbelievable. I can't wait to see what he does this season and his career at Newcastle, because under Eddie, I think he'll only get better and better. And if he plays like that every game, well, Jesus Christ, we've got some player. Right, substitutes, Billy. Who came on first? I'm trying to remember.
Well, Lewis Hall definitely came on.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll just go through him. It doesn't matter what. Yes, he did. So we'll mark him first, Billy.
Yeah, I thought he looked okay. I thought he looked a bit of a threat as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long he's on for, but I'm going to give him a 7.
For a while, and I think he made a couple of really good runs. Of course, got to the byline and pulled it back for that opportunity for Tonali, didn't he?
Yeah, I'll give him a 7.5 then. Yeah, 7.5.
7.5. Yeah, I've gone a 7, Billy. Similar to you, exactly the same reasons. I just want to see him back in the team now and back established as our left back.
Yeah.
And when I say that, obviously I know there's going to be rotation from times where he'll get a rest, but I think he needs to. You're only going to get match fit, Billy, by playing matches. And I think he has to start games. And then if he does tire, manage his fitness that way, bring him off, and then we can look at just changing it a little bit for the rest of the game.
I agree.
Will Asula, Billy.
Goal contribution. Terrific assist, actually. Great goal, that ball on the Barnes, wasn't it? It was a really good counter-attacking goal. Yeah, it was brilliant. Which Will Asula was in the centre of. It was a fantastic through ball for Harvey Barnes. Yeah. And for that alone, I'm going to give him an 8.
8. Yeah, I've gone 8 as well, and everybody knows my feelings on Asula. Every time I say it, he seems to come on and play really well. So, I really hope he keeps going the way he's going, because he was dangerous last night. He was very physical. He's still, you never know what he, do you know what it is? He's sort of he plays the game like Asprilla, but he's nowhere near Asprilla's talent, don't get me wrong. But you know what I mean? You just don't know what he's going to do. And I don't think his feet know what he's going to do.
No. He doesn't know what he's going to do. Well, defender's thinking.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think he could use that to his strength, to be honest. But he doesn't half rough the defenders up, and I love that about him. Harvey Barnes.
Well, he scored a goal and looked threatening and quick. Yeah, whether it was because he was against... No, I don't know if it was against Tiger defenders or what, but he did look quick. He scored a goal, so I'm going to give him an 8 as well.
Yeah, 8 for me. I thought the thing is, Billy, whenever we broke there, because we changed formation when he came, obviously went to 5 at the back and things like that, and I think he wasn't half busting the gut to get forward. If we broke on the right-hand side, he was busting the gut to get forward, and he wanted the ball last night. He didn't shy away from the ball, and he deserved his goal because he got there ahead of the defender. The defender made a last-ditch attempt to get the ball, but he finished it well, and you have to credit him for that. Lewis Miley, Billy.
Again, came on and did a really good job, tidy, really mature performance. I'll give him a 7.5.
7.5. I've gone 7 for Miley. Very, very tidy when he came on, and just he's just so good. He's just so good for a young kid, and he's an established Champions League player at his age, Billy, which is
unbelievable, isn't it?
I mean, we did have a lot of injuries for him to make those Champions League appearances 2 years ago, but he's gone out there and he doesn't look out of place at all. Exactly. His maturity is incredible when he's on the ball. I don't think there was another sub, was there?
Can't think of any.
I don't think there was. I think there was only 4 came on last night. So we'll go to the manager, Eddie Howe. Oh, Cher came on, but he wasn't on very long. He was on for a couple of minutes, so we'll not do Cher. Eddie Howe.
Murphy didn't come on Van Amiga.
Murphy definitely didn't come on.
Eddie Howe, I'm going to give him I'm going to mark him down for the Dan Burn selection, so I'll give him an 8.
I've gone 8.5 for exactly the same reason as you. Please stop it, Eddie. Please. You know, I don't want to see him there anymore. I want to see him play in his normal position, you know, whether that be as a backup centre-back. But that's what he is, a centre-back. Julie J's giving Eddie a 5.
How weird, Julie lass.
Is that have you mistyped that, Julie? He loses 5 points for playing Dan Burn at left back.
I'd do that.
Wow. Somebody's got the Simon Cowell pants on tonight. Jesus. Wow. Okay. Well, I tell you what, it's you know, if you want to give him a 5, Jules, you give him a 5. I'm astounded, but I tell you what, I wouldn't like to get on the wrong side of Julie when she's in a bad mood, I tell you. You know, clip round the ear if you step out of place with Julie. Wow. Anyway, I do have them off, funnily enough. I don't know what you're talking about.
TMI, Julie, TMI.
Yeah.
Put it back on quick.
Let's not go there, please. Ah, dear me. Now, of course, I just want to reiterate what I said on the live show this morning. Our best wishes go to the Newcastle fan that was injured last night. It wasn't through any trouble or anything like that. He simply fell from a statue. I don't know what he was doing up there, but you know, there was a few of them.
Dan Burn.
Yeah. There was a few of the everybody gets on the statues and things like that, but he fell backwards and is apparently badly hurt. I don't have a name or anything like that, but Adam reported it on his video last night as well. And when he did the video, he was in front of the statue, and it's about 10 foot that he fell. And he landed on another girl who I believe is okay. But we just hope that that guy is okay and he makes a full recovery. So best wishes to him. But that is it for tonight, guys. Please do keep voting for us in the old Football Content Awards. I know I'm probably doing your head in with this, but listen, it's so important to us, guys. It is massive, this, for the Toon Review. If we can come away from these awards with something, whether it be third, second, or first, you know, to come away with something will be an honour. Making the finals for the 4th year running now, we deserve it. But it's all down to you guys. It really is your votes that will count. 50% of the votes are from the judges. The rest of them are from the viewers. So please, 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 please keep voting. The link is all your instructions where to vote for us, and the link is right at the top of this description for the show. So please keep voting. Give it a show a like if you've enjoyed it. And of course, if you're new around here, please do subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. And thank you very much for your super chats and memberships. Mods, thank you. Billy, thank you. And the usual big thank you to you guys out there, the viewers. And before we go, we need to do the poll, Billy.
Yeah, of course we do.
I didn't forget it.
I know you didn't.
I never do. I always get reminded at the end of the shows. Poll.
That's why I didn't say anything.
My mouse has gone to sleep at the minute. Oh, there you go. Right. Who do you think's won it, Billy?
I'm going to say maybe Sandro.
Right. You can't say maybe Woltemade, then maybe Sandro, Billy. Come on. It's obviously maybe somebody, isn't it?
I think Sandro with around 40% of the vote, I would imagine.
You've seen the results, you cheating
I haven't. I've got YouTube on. And I'd say Woltemade a second with something like 27, 26.
You're a twat, Billy. You've said, give Billy
Trey.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you think Billy Trey is cheating here, because Tonali's won it with 39% of the votes.
That was close.
Woltemade is second with 26% of the votes.
That was close.
It's unbelievable piece of. I mean, Billy, you're the next Mystic Meg. I mean, I'm asking.
Hang on, I think maybe next will be Alanga with around 20%.
Yeah, 18, yeah. 19, sorry. And what about Gordon? What do you think he got, Billy?
16, I'd say.
Yeah,
roughly.
16. Dead on. You should be a fucking politician, Billy. Unbelievable. Treachery. But there you go. Don't give him the answers. Scott, shame on you. Shame on you. Anyway, there you go. I'll be back in the morning, guys, at 10 o'clock, bringing you all the latest news, plus what Eddie had to say at his press conference. And then tomorrow night, we're back at 7, and we're previewing the Forest game. They are coming thick and fast. I believe there's an international break after this weekend, isn't there?
I think there is, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. But there you go. Billy's got the England games to look forward to. He always looks forward to commentating on England, don't you, Bill?
One's against Wales as well, isn't it?
Wales! Welsh Wales! Down in the valleys. Or is it at Wembley?
Wembley, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not the valleys at all. Shut up, Paul. Right, there you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. Good night.
Oh, well, lads and lasses.
Come back and check on Sea Breeze.